Hey guys, this is Justin from breakintocre.com, and in today's video what we're going to do is talk about how to pick a commercial real estate brokerage firm depending on what your long-term goals are in the industry. So if you're trying to land a job as an analyst or associate in investment sales, capital markets, or debt and equity placement at a top commercial real estate brokerage firm, make sure to stick around for this video. Now, if you're new here, on this channel we talk about commercial real estate investing careers and real estate financial modeling and analysis. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I release a new video. Now, if you've decided to start your career out in the commercial real estate brokerage field, you're gonna have a lot of options to choose from, and it can get really overwhelming to make sure that you're picking the right shop. So by the end of this video, you'll know how to pick the right commercial real estate brokerage shop for you based on your current goals in the industry and also your long-term goals in the real estate investment industry as well. So there are so many factors to consider, but there are really four that are going to make the biggest difference in whether or not you have a good experience at this shop and what your exit opportunities and career trajectory looks like after you actually finish up at the firm that you're working with. So to start this off, let's start with number one and probably the most important, and that's going to be your exposure to transaction volume. So the last thing that you want to get stuck doing is only doing broker opinion of value or BOV documents and not actually getting involved with the actual transaction and closing process to transfer the property from the seller to the buyer. One of the best parts of starting a career in brokerage is that you're able to see how the transaction process actually works and the different obstacles that get in the way of closing and how to overcome each of them. And the more transaction volume you work on, the more confident that you're going to be when you're talking to potential sellers and potential buyers, because you know that you can take them through the entire closing process, whatever ends up coming up, and something always ends up coming up. Now, number two, and close behind transaction volume, is the training program that you'll receive. Now, different companies are known for different things. So if you go to a company like Marcus & Millichap, you're going to get top tier sales training, and by the end of a year or 2 years working at Marcus & Millichap, you're going to understand how to make cold calls, how to sell, and how to present yourself to potential sellers and potential buyers. Now, on the other hand, you have companies like HFF, which was recently acquired by Jones Lang LaSalle, or Eastdil Secured, that are very focused on making sure their analysts have top tier analytical training, and by the end of 2 or 3 years as an analyst or an associate at a company like that, you're going to be able to work through the analysis of any deal or portfolio of deals that might come your way. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it comes down to what kind of skill set do you want to build, but make sure that the company that you're working for has the kind of training program that is going to give you the skill set that you ultimately want to build. Now, the third thing that you want to look out for when you're trying to choose a commercial real estate brokerage is specifically the team that you're on. So this can be even more important than the company that you actually work for. You want to make sure that you're joining a high performing team. Now, oftentimes this can take some research and asking around. But what you ideally want to do is find the team that wins the majority of listings for the specific product type that you want to work in the specific market that you want to work in as well. So if you want to sell multifamily properties in Washington, D.C., and you find out that the CBRE multifamily team wins most of those listings, that's going to tell you that CBRE is going to be one of the top companies that you want to target. Now, by doing this, you expose yourself to top producers and you can see how they run their day and run their business, but you're also going to be exposed to a lot of different companies on the principal side. In case you decide brokerage isn't for you, you'll have a ton of contacts on the principal side when you look to make an exit to another principal shop. Now, the number 4 thing on this list is the overall compensation package. Now, I leave this for last because I don't think this is the most important thing to focus on, especially in your first 1 to 3 years in the business. And brokerage is generally structured in a way where even if you start at a really low level with an overall compensation package, if you start producing 2 or 3 years in, you're going to be making significant money regardless of what your base salary or commission structure was maybe your first 6 months in. What I would say with compensation structures, though, is make sure that you're being honest with yourself about what kind of compensation structure fits your personality type and risk profile the best. So some people are not comfortable with 100% commission-based compensation, while other people feel great about the total eat what you kill type mentality. But make sure that you're honest with yourself about if you really feel like you need some sort of a salary, or if you can go full commission and you have the savings to back that up. Either way, whatever you decide, there are options on both sides of the table that will be more heavily salary-based or more heavily commission-based. Now, if you want to learn the fundamental modeling and analysis techniques that you need to know to break into these top commercial real estate brokerage firms, I'd highly recommend checking out my free real estate financial modeling crash course, and you can grab that in the link in the description below. And if you've been watching for a while and you want access to all of my courses on real estate financial modeling, real estate deal analysis, and how to advance your career in the commercial real estate investment industry, check out Break Into CRE Academy, and I'll link that in the description as well. So hopefully that was helpful. Those are 4 things that you need to keep in mind when choosing a commercial real estate brokerage firm, especially earlier on in your career. Now, if you like this video and want to see more content like this, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and sharing this with anyone else who might find this helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.